Today's lesson is on internal text structures, which are also called organizational patterns. We talked about the fact that writers organize their ideas in ways that make sense. There are 7 common ways to organize nonfiction lessons, and you need to be able to identify all 7 of them. Because if you can identify the pattern, then you'll better be able to understand the ideas in the text. So internal text structure means inside the text. Inside the text. It's how the actual writing is organized, those logical ways that writers write, so our brains can attach our brains to the ideas and understand what's going to come next. Remember that external text structures are how the ideas are organized on the page, what you see before you read. For internal text structures, you actually have to read. So when you were in kindergarten, you learned about patterns. And your kindergarten teacher may have said, you have a triangle, a circle, a square. A triangle, a circle, what comes next? And you knew that the thing that came next was a square. Your brain likes puzzles. It likes to know. It likes to guess what's going to come next. So when you can organize those internal organizational patterns, your brain is going to stay focused longer on the text. Let's take a look at a paragraph and see what we mean about patterns. So cats and dogs are very different. A cat meows while a dog barks. Cats are all about the same size. But dogs can be small, large, or anywhere in between. While cats are moody, dogs are usually happy and like to be with people. Cats are very particular about what they eat. Cats are very particular about what they will eat. But what do you think comes next here? I bet you can guess. Dogs will eat anything. Did you guess something like that as the last part of that sentence? You could probably guess because the person who wrote it wrote in a very structured, organized way, and you knew what was going to come next. Let's look a little closer at this paragraph. This paragraph is called a compare and contrast paragraph. I'm going to show you what that means. It means the author is going to take 2 things and compare and contrast. Could be more than 2 things, but it's usually 2. Now we know that a paragraph usually starts with a topic sentence. That's going to tell you what the whole paragraph is about. Cats and dogs are very different. So we're contrasting. We're showing the differences between 2 things. And what you're going to notice is it goes back and forth between those 2 things. And you'll see it. Your brain will pick up on that pattern. So let's see how they're different. Cats and dogs, right? So we're going to look for cats and dogs and how they're different. A cat meows. A dog barks. There you go, a contrast. Next sentence. Cats are about the same size. Dogs can be small, large, or anywhere in between. Look, it's going back and forth between cats and dogs. Cats are moody. Dogs are happy. Cats are particular about what they will eat. Dogs will eat almost anything. It's that back and forth showing things that are the same and things that are different. That's one of the 7. That's called compare contrast. So that's a pattern that you're looking for. We're going to look at 7 common organizational patterns in nonfiction. One is called enumeration or listing. One is called concept and definition, compare and contrast, chronological or sequential, cause and effect, process, and generalization. I'm going to go through each one kind of slowly, and then we'll do some practices at the end. And then after all this, you guys are going to do a practice. But you will be taking notes as we go along. You should have your Google Doc ready to go on this. It's called Internal Text Structures, and it looks like this. And I will have in this video exactly what you have on your sheet. We're going to talk about mummies as our examples. And then we're going to go back into some science information because I want to keep you focused on the science things that we're doing. But for the examples in your notes, you're going to use paragraphs about mummies.